Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 060, Topics in Developmental Mathematics, Section 4.10, Problem 18. This is Section 4.10, Problem 18. It says, using information from previous problems in this homework, compute how many centimeters are in 4.2 miles. So what I'd like to do is start with 4.2 miles, multiply that times something that will have miles in the denominator and centimeters in the numerator. Now, we don't have any direct transition from miles to centimeters. And it says using information from previous problems. So if we go back and look at some of the other problems in this homework section, problem number 10 tells us that 5,280 feet, which I'll abbreviate FT for feet, is equal to 1 mile. That was given. Problem number 4 tells us that 12 inches equals 1 foot. And problem number 6 tells us that 2.54 centimeters, again I abbreviated cm, which is a standard abbreviation, is equal to 1 inch. So using that information from previous problems, what's going to happen is we'll do this process, but in more than one step, more than one multiplication. So let's get it started. 4.2 miles. I want to multiply that times a fraction that has miles in the denominator to make miles cancel. So what do I have with miles in it? Top one from number 10. 1 mile is the same as 5,280 feet. Now, I want it in centimeters, but I cancel the miles, so I have feet now. So what I want to do next is multiply that times something that has feet in the denominator. Well, I have feet here, but I already use this. I don't want to go back to miles. The next one has feet, and it'll get me into inches. So I'm going to use this one from number 4. 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. So 12 inches, 1 foot, it's the same, but now feet will cancel, times the next fraction. What I'd like to do is cancel the inches and have what I'm looking for, centimeters, show up in the numerator. And I do have a ratio for that. So 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54 centimeters. Now, through a series of multiplications, what will happen is initially miles will cancel. I'll have miles in the numerator and miles in the denominator. Miles will cancel, and my answer will be in feet. But then with the next multiplication, I'll have feet in the numerator, feet in the denominator, and feet will cancel. My units of measure will be in inches. And then with the next multiplication, I'll have inches in the numerator, inches in the denominator, and inches will cancel, leaving me finally with the units of centimeters, which is what the question asked me to find. So what am I going to have to do? In terms of the math, it'll be 4.2 times 5,280 times 12 times 2.54. The denominator is really just going to be 1 times 1 times 1. I'm going to have a 1 in the denominator. I don't really need to worry about it. But in the numerator, I'll multiply 4.2 times 5,280 times 12 times 2.54. That's something I want to do with a calculator. So I have one handy. So make sure I clear it. 4.2 times 5,280 times 12 times 2.54 equals, so what I have is 675,924.48 over 1. Well, the 1 doesn't really matter. My final answer is really what's in the numerator. 675,924.48. And again, I have to include my units of measure, which will be centimeters after everything else canceled off. So 4.2 miles is equivalent to 675,924.48 0.48 centimeters.